Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam and anyone else who's watching, to You Stay Classy Sammarino. Yes, that's right, you can see me, hello. It's a whole new world, a whole fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, except for Masha if she comes in. Also, I've got a dog on my lap, which may make recording today a little more interesting. I'll show you where we've been and where we are now, and then what we're going to do next. The pretty standard format of this game show. So, last time we saw us, we were defeating the Transfats team from Estonia, 5-0 over two legs to qualify for the Europa League group stages, where we have done pretty well so far in a group that I predicted would be pretty easy. So let's just quickly go through things. We beat Torino 2-0 on the opening day of the season, Tim Wynn getting a goal and Caballero, who has been on fine form. We then lost 1-0 to AC Milan in a frustrating game. Navarro was sent off, they then scored a penalty from that. They had a man off straight away afterwards as well, or 15 minutes later, and actually overall we probably played a little bit better than them, but as is always the way, we weren't quite able to make our chances count, and yeah, we lost 1-0 to AC Milan. Better than the Super Cup final though, I suppose. We then played our first game of the Europa League group stages, where we beat Brøndby 3-0 away, Shaq, Amara and Purnos scoring. We beat Pisa, who are up in Serie A for possibly the first time, Serie A for the first time ever, but yet doing very well. Caballero and Kern scoring in that game. We then beat Regina 5-0, 4 goals from Caballero. Cremonese, we beat 2-1. We then beat Zalgiris from Lithuania 3-0, putting us in a commanding position at the top of the group. And then we beat Verona 5-1, 2 more goals for Caballero. A game I had to play twice because my game crashed whilst I was loading between the Zalgiris and between the Verona and Frosinone games, because there was quite a long gap between there. There's an international break, during which the Sammarinese manager got fired. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I had to play that game again. We won narrowly the first time round. We won more handsomely the second time round. Whatever it is. Dog is moving slightly, but now we're going to play Frosinone and Omanoia. But first I want to show you where we are in Serie A. We are third. We have a game in hand, which would put us, stop wriggling, top if we win. Frosinone down in 7th there. Early season form for them pretty good. Last season actually they did quite poorly last season, so I was going to say they did quite well. I think at one point they were up here, but yeah, they fell away. So fingers crossed this season we should be able to beat them, and then move on into the game against Omanoia, being essentially able to put to bed the group stages if we win that game. At least getting through, at least in terms of qualification, maybe not in terms of winning the actual group, whatever. So we're playing Frosinone first. I probably think that, what game do we have? Sampdoria quite quickly afterwards. What we're going to do is we're going to stick to the same team that played in the last game, except I don't think we want to play Purnos. I'm going to bring in Amara to play on this one. The rest of the team can stay as they are. Can they? Yes, they can, because we've got Silvera. We now have a few good players to sort of move around the team, and actually do some rotation, which does make it a little bit fun. It certainly gives us more options in terms of trying to play a slightly weakened side here and there, and actually still having a chance of winning a game, because quite often we have to rotate and have no chance of winning a game because all our other players are shit. But now it shouldn't be the case so much. Armentano into Bush to Amara into Shaq, and we got an early goal. Come on, this is the fist bump. I can't do a double fist bump, but I wouldn't do a double fist bump, not for a second-minute goal against Frosinone. That is not double fist bump territory. 3-0, double fist bump territory. Goals away from home, double fist bump territory. Late winners, that's usually a bit of a jump, but double fist bump territory. We're going to have to sort of learn to feel each other, feel how these things work. Maybe we don't have to feel each other, that would be wrong, but there's a whole new medium of visual experience to my expression and to everything that's going to have to happen now. It will certainly make the really dull gaps in between games even more boring, where you see that I'm literally just going Yeah, so bit of fun. Caballero now crosses, they clear. That guy had a great name, I believe. Ferreira, good tackle and win. Slips through Amara. Oh, he's hit the post. That's unfortunate. The dog slightly stirs. She continues to bring good luck to San Marino. Selena to Bar. Selena again into Curtin. There he is. But we draw the curtains on that attack. As we catch them offside. There's something funny about the angle of my... There we go. Now, when I look up at you, you should be right down my eye line. But the problem is I'm looking at a monitor that's here. So I won't be looking directly at the camera ever, except for when I do, like now. But that's probably fine for you. Also, I'll be tiny, so you won't be able to see. Very much detail. I'm also wearing a wrestling t-shirt. Go that way. Good. And I'm still holding a dog who is getting slightly more animated as the day goes on. Shaq scores again. Single fist bump, second of the game. Brilliant finish from the boy. He signed a new contract. He, I think, had something like a £3 million release clause, or maybe it was 7 million. Anyway, I believe he was one. So it seems in Italy, so each league has this weird set of, like, maybe not rules, but sort of norms that they have, like the weird co-ownership thing. And it seems like here, players always want, or at least a lot of players want, minimum fee release clauses into their contracts. And I think because of our reputation, which despite winning 2 cups in recent years hasn't really changed, we are reputationally a lower mid-table side in Italy, and people often want release clauses that are very low. Even if they're asking for a shitload of money a week, they still want £3.5 million release clause, which I'm obviously not going to give. I managed to get, I think Shaq does have one, but it's something like 15.5 million, which I thought, well, whilst not ideal, he will at least get us some money with which to replace him. Plus, he's actually on a very large wage now, particularly for particularly for San Marino. SEMA's my work. I happen to look at my laptop because I've got my work laptop there as well. Cross from Shaq, Turks and clears. Cross, Caballero finishes. That's given as an own goal, which is ludicrous, but yes, well done. Come on, we're 3-0 up. This is the life. That's the Pirates' life for me. Can't remember what I was talking about. Something about, yeah. And so he's actually on a very large wage, so I'm hoping that £15 million plus, probably looking at over 100 grand a week for him, if he was going to get a wage rise from a bigger club, might hold the Wolves at bay, at least for a couple of years. He's 25, so he's right in the middle of getting into the peak years for him, and I feel like he can lead us to our first title if we can but keep the other clubs from coming in for bids with him for him. Pappalardo, good name. But yeah, otherwise things are looking fairly positive as we've gone on. Obviously we've had a very easy start to the season. Shaq cross, Navarro heads in. It's 4-0. Is that Navarro's first of the season? It might be. Mr. Win is going to come off. I feel like we can also afford to rest. Has Caballero got a goal yet? Not really. Oh, he got what was actually a goal. We'll take off Ferreira as well. Yeah, so we've obviously had an easy start. We've not played anyone hard except for AC Milan, and that one game that we did play against a hard team, we lost. So, progress is hard to judge, I suppose, on that score. That said, we are dominating these teams now, games that we often would only win narrowly. We certainly had patchy form in the last couple of years against some teams down the bottom. I expect that will probably continue this season, let's be honest. But we're certainly enjoying the fact that we don't have to play super hard Champions League games every week, as well as playing all of our league games. We just get to play the essentially training games against all of our Europa League opposition at the moment, so that's good. And it also looks like we're going to finish top of this group. Obviously, Omanoya game pending. If we win that, top spot looks very likely for us, and so we would then get easy games at least in that first round, and then probably in the second round after that as well, of knockout fixtures, which would mean that we have a good chance of at least getting to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which would be fun. Oh, Mara has a great save out of Casella. Got 61 minutes. We've still got one sub to make. We might make it, or in fact we will make it, but not right yet. Mirza, Husic getting called offside. The dog is comfortably sitting right in my lap. I have a very warm lap. Let's call it a lap. Let's not use the potentially problematic phrase groin when discussing a dog. Curtain, rubbish, shoots well over, and we are looking pretty comfortable. Everyone's looking pretty well. Aymar, I think he can stay on. I will also maybe take off Caballero for Pornos. He's scored quite a few goals this season, particularly in the Europa League. So I said that I had to replay the Verona game. We also had to replay the Zalgiris game because I hadn't saved it between those two. We won that something like 6-0 originally. We only won it 3-0 the second time round. So I might be miscounting the amount of goals that Pornos has, because I feel like he got a hat trick in that game, which he didn't then get the second time round. But you know, such is life. Curtain into Gina Mondanico. Playing it round a bit. The game's as good as dead. 69 minutes, nice. Jose Carlos loses out. Fagner back to Davy. Big ball up, but Turkson gets there. Sorry, Curtin gets there. Plays it to Turkson. Amara now. Amara running with the ball, shoots from long range, and it was blocked. Well, now they lead an attack. Navarro to Schoenberger, up to Caballero. Could have held onto it and turned, but no. Husic ends up with the ball, tries to play a sneaky ball through, and then Bush makes a good tackle. I wonder if the video is actually making any interesting, particularly in games like this where it doesn't really matter. It would be nice to have recorded my reaction to the 2 cup wins, because I was quite animated, particularly the first one. But you know, I didn't realise how easy it was until I just was playing around on it yesterday and was like, oh, there's my face, and that's easy, and I can move it to wherever I like. So if you don't like it being down here, I can move it to over here, or in the middle if you wanted that, but we won't do that because it's stupid, and you're stupid for suggesting it. Great tackle from Pornos. Can he put the ball in? Nearly went in himself there, but I don't think he meant to. It was definitely a cross. Amara missing out on his chance, but now Jose Carlos coming down the left. Fagner, good tackle. That tackle brought out a fist bump. Husic, good corner. Terrible fucking header from Davy there. Absolute classic Davy. There we go. Papalado. Shaq clears. Husic gets on the end of it, and now we could break. Pornos has it. Could he put the ball in? Can he cross? I think he shot, and nobody else was really busting a gut to get in there. If Amara had maybe been a couple of steps further forward, he might have been in there. But now Amara is in there. Surely had to finish that, kiddo. Fuck. Husic to Bush. Husic now crosses, and he was offside. Of course he was. Of course he was. Like a Twinkie. Like a Twinkie. Kashela. Big ball forward. Navarro fouls off the ball. I hope he doesn't get sent off. He's already had a fucking red card against AC Milan. He's got a yellow. Dog is moving about. Making a text on my work laptop. Navarro loses out to Bar in the air. One player that I don't often talk about potential prospects of signings until we actually get there. But there was a player in the Brøndby midfield who looks very much like the kind of player that I would like to sign, and I'm hoping that potentially a deal can be done. He's 22, Nigerian. I wouldn't be able to sign him until next year because we've already signed too many foreigners from outside the EU, but we can see what we can do. Anyway, that win puts us top, 20 goals for, 3 against. And now we move on to the game that I particularly am interested in, which would be the Omanoia game. If anyone can tell me when it was that we played Omanoia, because the more I say it, the more I'm absolutely certain that I've said it on a YouTube video before. This dog is starting to get really warm. God, my hands are sweaty. there's no spaghetti around, but if there was, the dog wouldn't be in my lap. So you know. Yeah. I think that makes my point. Strukle playing well for... Did he score twice? Yeah, he scored twice for Benfica in their cup win over Varzim. Tsoukas is doing pretty well as well for Cadiz, who look like they're staying up, or at least they're doing pretty well with him in the team. Omanoia, when did we play them? Was it a Śląsk qualifying round? I don't think it was with the Viv, and then that means it must have been with Śląsk, because I don't think I've ever seen Omanoia in the Champions League, and we wouldn't have played them with Swindon or Western, so it must be a Śląsk recording. If anyone can find me that video, I'd be mildly interested. Maybe it doesn't exist and I'm just making it all up. Also possible. Maybe even probable. My memory is terrible, particularly when it comes to the statistics of games that I've watched at least once. Quite a lot of the time I've watched them twice, because I'll watch most of the videos. Oh god, dog, you're so warm. So damn warm. I've got my fan on. You can hear the fan over there doing its thing. Oh god. Right. Things are going well though. 5 games without losing in Serie A. If we could win the league. I mean, I know that I've already kind of said we've not played anyone good yet. Let's bear in mind we haven't played Inter, Udinese, Juventus. We haven't played Napoli. Genoa are another team that is often up there. And we haven't played any of them. We've lost the only game we have played against AC Milan. But imagine if we could win the league. We certainly have a strong side generally. Oh, Śląsk's manager had them unbeaten at the top of the league. I think they're unbeaten anyway, and now he's left to become the Zenit manager. Śląsk, Wrocław, doing pretty good. AS Nancy Lorraine won the Europa League, won the European Super Cup, having won their first Champions League title last season. So we have some new names on our spreadsheet for that as well. There was also a new winner for the Danish Cup. There was a new winner for the Swedish Cup, I think, and also, goodness, where was it? Somewhere else had a new winner of something. Oh, Turkey had a new winner for their cup. Although they also got that team also got relegated. And hang on a second, let me just go through this. Yeah, Go Scout Turkey. Why the hell not? And let's just go do. Now, what I'm going to do, which I wouldn't usually do, is just quickly save this as backup version 3, because I'm slightly concerned that we're starting to enter error territory, which occasionally happens, and it requires you just to refresh the save and keep it backup at all times. So I'm just going to save there, because I don't want to have to do that again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this team, they were called Hacettepe, or something like that. I don't know how you would actually pronounce it. They were in their first ever top division season. They got to the cup final and won it against another team that were relegated, I think. So they got relegated, then they had to play the Super Cup the season afterwards against Fenerbahce, who won the first division, and unsurprisingly they got trumped for 5-1 or something like that. It was quite funny, poor guys. Someone's actually asking me a question during a recording. That's very rare, but it's happening now. And this is why I don't usually save during the thing, because it takes freaking forever, even longer than the normal processing speeds. Maybe this dog is so warm. She's so warm. I don't know how you're not really hot, dog. You're not breathing like that. Well, you are. Sorry, you are breathing. You're not going. Panting is the word. Oh, you're not breathing. Oh well. No, she's alive. Very much alive, in fact. Although asleep, very much asleep. Those two things can be true: alive and asleep. Look it up. Read a book. Come on. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. second, just answering a question. Right, okay, so here we come then. We're going to play on Manoia. They are the Cypriot side. We can't even load their top division. That's how good it is. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother looking through their team. They are almost certainly dog shit. Let's just get on with it. We've already got a warm lap situation coming in over here. Okay, so yeah, now that's why I left Win on, because he cannot play in Europa League games. So we will put Ledesma on the bench. I think we'll leave. Well, we want to. Is that an intake? Oh no, okay. Christ alive! See, it feels like our. Let's play Silvera. Take Shaq out of the side. Feels like our fixture list is very, very busy, but maybe I'm just insane. Let's take Daniel Russian in for Davey. I know, but let's just do it because these guys are not as strong as most of the teams we play. Armentano's, is his name Armentano? Yeah, Armentano's form is actually keeping the Rooster out of the side. The Rooster picked up a knock in, was it the Super Cup game? I think he took a knock in that game, and Armentano's been excellent ever since. Got a goal straight away. Sammarinese, ecstasy. Caballero has a goal. Didn't even watch it, sorry. Caballero, thunderous drive, smashes it in. Lovely stuff. Right, Silvera puts the ball in. Navarro heads over. Okay, Caballero puts the ball in the middle. Oh, it was nicely done. Why? Oh, yeah. Oh, Silvera shoots. I was going to say, why are we playing in the black and gold away kit? But actually, it does make sense because our home kit is purple and white, and the kit is green and white. So yeah. Dog having a little sniff. Back to sleep. Vasiliev. Amara heads the ball on. No one was looking for that flick on though. Vasiliev up to Marku. Great little header there. Do they have two players with that name of number 8? Their number 8 has a first initial. Oh, lovely stuff. Caballero. Vasiliev makes a great save. Their number 8 has Charalobos K, which suggests to me that there's another Charalobos either on the side, either in the first 11 here or possibly on the bench. Anyway. Oh yeah, there he is. Charalobos T. Cool. Okay, bit of fun. The tale of the two Charaluboses. Charalubai, I believe you would you would say. Irakleus, Celios, Damano, Armentano, Damiano, Asombe. Got some good names in their team. You can't even load the Cypriot League, so I don't know. That's, I guess, why this is the only other. So like there's Apoel Nicosia, and then I guess these guys are the second good Cypriot team, and it will never change because you can't make their league playable, and therefore you can't. It never changes if you don't have it playable. Armentano. "30 minutes gone. We're looking pretty comfortable here. Long chunk of nothing, long chunk of stuff. All building up to that one yellow card. Silvera's free kick hits the crossbar. That's unfortunate, and we are now 9 points from 3 games. I feel like this, because this is away from home as well, a win here will mean that we're definitely going to get qualified. I mean, I've already said this, and I also think that it will prove that we're definitely going to finish top here. Oh, beautiful ball in from Hosic towards Amara. It was just well defended there, but Aymar now has it, shoots way wide. Terrible. 39 minutes gone. I'm starting to think about second breakfast. I'm not a hobbit, but I do have a meal plan which has a small second breakfast like drinky thing. Oh, great ball in. Amara at the back post. You would have bet money on him heading that home. if it had been the who was the big South African lad for Slonsk we had, that huge great battering ram of a player. I don't remember his name. Anyway, there we go. A bit more morale boost. You're doing pretty well. Let's crack on and carry this into the second half. Maybe get a second goal just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Amara, you've been particularly wasteful. I notice that you can't see all those stats, but actually I only really look at the top 2, and I doubt that when I click that you're looking down there at headers 1 percentages, so I don't think it's that bad. Obviously comment section if you want me to move the camera around, but I think it's fine where it is. 57 minutes gone. Silvera with another free kick. This time doesn't hit the crossbar, just goes straight over the top. Damiano, he shoots with his free kick. That's gone over. Oh, Dog suddenly alive with activity. Garcia is going to come on, and Ward is going to come on. And I think I'm also going to bring on Puranos for Amara this time. We'll let Montanari play against Sampdoria next. Not that you'll see it, you cheeky boys and girls, or rather 2 men who watch this. Oh, Vasiliev, good save, nicely worked by Silvera. So here we go with our triple substitution, 64 minutes. Husic's cross, Russian heads over. Standard, exactly how we practiced on the training ground for our corners. Good little routine that. Vasiliev plays it forwards. We get the ball straight back, although they do manage to win it for us in midfield, where they've got both the Charalubos brothers playing next to each other in central midfield roles, making the commentator's life a tough one. Caballero now running onto a ball. Oh, Husic to Garcia. Garcia's shot took a deflection, nearly fell into the path of Caballero, who would have been offside. Grubic, or Grubic, good name. Zeniu, Charalabos, and they've won themselves a corner. 68 minutes, 69 minutes, nice. Always got to get that in there. Damiano plays it in towards Celios, but he was blocked, and they do manage to get the ball clear. Good work. Pornos now running. He's a Greek against the Cypriots. Should be a bit of fun. One goal for Ward. See how good my voice and words are. Caballero, delightful little slip through to Ward, who smashes the ball past the goalkeeper. Never really in any doubt. They did have a little brief period there where they looked like they might fashion a couple of decent chances, but nothing came of it. And in the end, quality has told. This is more what I was expecting from our Europa League exploits in the last couple of seasons, if I'm being honest. The first season we struggled. This season though we're playing exactly how I wanted it to look. Ward just hits the side netting there. The Dog is getting into more and more uncomfortable positions for me. Caballero puts the ball in. Oh, it nearly finds its way through. Didn't quite. Armentano turns, gives it to Pornos, but he's going to be offside. He does round the keeper and finish nicely, but he was offside. Very hot dog in my lap, and it's not the food kind. Charalubos to Antonio. They've taken off the other Charalubos. Don't know what he did in particular to deserve being taken off, but off he goes. Schonenberger out to the right to Ferreira. Ferreira, big ball forwards towards Caballero. He tackles his man, but overhits the pass towards himself, and the goalkeeper gets it. We do have the ball again, working our way down the right. Caballero latches onto it, but a timely interception gets a little touch on the ball. The goalkeeper makes a save. Russian up to Schöneberger. Schöneberger up to Bush. Tis a bit of a procession here. Ferreira to Ward. I don't mind it though. Quite often we have stressfully and frustrating games, so it's nice to have a couple of videos where the results have been fairly cut and dry. Bush is going to get booked here. I think the Dog's done a fart. Something that certainly smells suspect down there, and up here now, which is the problem. Armentano clears, meaning that we're probably not going to concede for a third game in a row. Grubic is down injured. Navarro fouls him and injured him. That's fine by me. A little bit of tough love. Big ball forward. Charalubos to Tselios, Damiano to Tselios, great save from Schoeneberger, who aggressively pushed that clear. Now they have a late corner, we clear it, Pornos tries to lay off one of our men, but they get there, and they're really pushing for a goal here. We're 1 minute over the added time allotted. Russian gets in there and brilliantly tackles. They've won a corner. Is there going to be time to take it? Computer says yes. Here it comes. Grubic just back up and on the field after his injury. Heads wide. And that's it. Cavalier has been sensational today. Another excellent performance from him this season, and just generally from San Marino. Ball floats on its own towards the fans. That's what we like to see. Excellent stuff. We're not qualified yet, but we are on the verge. We are already on the verge, which is great. The Wisła boss is under fire. Let's just check if Śląska's still doing well. They are doing very well. 29 goals in 11 games. Cheeky as F. Let's see then. So we'll be back for... What? Oh, that's... Okay. Let's maybe press continue so that then that result actually gets felt. Now let's go back. I was going to say that was confusing. So yeah, as I mentioned in the last video, we'll come back for the Novara and Zalgiris game. I suspect we'll be qualified by then, but it will be a good opportunity for us to just see us win some games. In between now and then, we do have a fairly easy run. Roma are doing well. They're up in, I think, second in the league, maybe even top, third. So we've got a few tough games coming up. Roma, Juventus, Inter, Udinese. So 5 of the next... Roma, Juventus, Inter, Udinese, that's 4 of the next, 10 games are actually quite tough. So we'll see how much our title credentials take a hit in that time. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the camera. I don't know if it added anything at all, except for this one little bit of hair which will not stay still. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.